So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Damage Does D&D, our campaign Helloran Rising, episode number 32, which is quite a lot. This week, to catch us up on previous events, it is the turn of Melissa. So, if you're ready, Melissa, please take it away.
Well, this has been a doozy of a trip. We'd found our way to a tower in the middle of the dead forest, a hot and trail of Vale and Dunks. Upon climbing it, we found Dunks really badly hurt. He told us that Vale had used the well to escape from Fierna, Prince of Hell. Now, that's concerning. And that the strange ritual being performed on Florian's dear sister was an attempt to get at Vale. Dunks then fell over dead. Another cut at my heart. I can't afford to lose more people. I only have Florian and his companions left. I ain't sure none of them return my friendship affections. Dunks was only dead for a moment, though. He rose and began attacking us. I tried to reach out to him, but he was long gone. A mindless undead running only on what he was last commanded by Vale. We began to make our escape through the efforts of Snow, Florian, and Miette, slowing him down, but it was often nothing as Trelador continued his fixation on needs. We convened to make a plan to leave, only for Snow to spot a group of 5 people making their way to the tower. Have we been followed? Celeste used some of our fancy magic to call on some horses to ride away. I recognized one of the now 4 of them as Levanicus, the wizard we met back in Giffield. He said he was going to be researching the fog for Miette. Miette stopped to greet him, and we all followed suit, only for them to assault us with magic. Turns out this was only after the bounty on the dwarves and Celeste. We fought them off, but a few of us were still frozen in place from that traitorous wizard's magics. Then, well, something happened. I don't know what she said. All I know is that Miette seemed responsible, and she had recently made a deal with the Lord of Chaos. She could be smart sometimes, but we all have things that catch us off guard. I don't think I could maneuver a Lord of Chaos in words. We found ourselves back in the tower near Dunks' dead body. Florian promptly ran, intending to just get away from us and from that location. I've considered doing similar, but I can't forsake my oath to Vale. He got knocked out by Derek down by the door. Snow found him and taught some sense into him. I tried to as well, but I was overwhelmed by the pain of almost losing him. We talked about talking too much for a while. I don't think we talk enough. We talk at each other too much, I think. Trelador and the dwarves are still convinced that the action is the way forward. We ain't organized enough for that. Celeste seemed to have found something on Dunks, but she passed it off to Yarick before I could see. I trusted their judgment. We set off to leave the forest again. Stepping outside, we found no trace of the bounty hunters that were tailing us. It seemed that more time had passed, another frustration, but we don't know how much time we've lost yet. Celeste called upon some owls in the same way she did with the horses, and we flew to the edge of the dead part of the forest, close to the Fey portion. Miette requested our coin back and resumed entertaining the Fey to keep our walk safe. Ran back into Balo at his clearing again. We thanked him to keep him from dealing with us more, and made our way onwards, not wanting to remain in the forest any longer. Though I did leave my modified tarot cards on his throne. Not exactly sure why I did. They are manipulative, though. Perhaps I should be less like that. And so our journey takes us back to Larkham. I'm glad my faith in Vale wasn't misplaced, but I'm worried about what comes next. I know that Florian has a dangerous link back to Fiona, but am I safe? Am I endangering these kindish people by being near them? No, I can't run away again. Not when the stakes are high. I hope to see you again, Vale, when our world is safe.
Thank you, Melissa. So, as Melissa said, you approach the town of Larkham as the night begins to fall. You can see a few lights in the town, not very many. Obviously, weren't very many people there with last time you were here. So, as you approach the outskirts of town, what would you like to do?
They got good beer here. Let's go to the inns and have some beer. I second that.
Does it look much different from the last time we were here?
Make a quick perception check.
I'll join in on that one.
Okay.
I certainly won't. I just won't be.
First roll, natural 20 for 23.
23.
Yeah, 14.
Nice.
14.
Do you want
14. So,
Do you want to move ahead and take a look? We don't know what Derek and the rest of them have done.
Mm.
I need
Might be
maybe all of
right.
us to not walk into one of the traps, especially as they seem very interested in taking 3 of our companions.
so, Melissa, you don't see anything different about the town as you approach through the southern streets. Florian, you can see up ahead the lights, the flickering fire of the forge in the smithy, and a shadow that reveals itself to be Klein, the half-orc, who said he was going to be taking over there. It looks as though he's shutting up shop for the night, and by his side is a small girl. But it
Really?
looks...
Small girl.
Sorry?
At least she's still a small girl.
Yeah. It looks unchanged. As far as you can tell, it all looks as you left it.
How far away are we from them?
You're about sort of 100 odd feet away from the smithy at the minute. They haven't seen you yet, they've got their backs to you.
Okay. I'll just point out to the group that they are there, and at least she is still a small girl and not a teenager or an adult or anything.
Well, let's go say hello then. Come on, Yorick.
Right you are.
And we'll trundle off to say hello to Clyde.
Okay.
Would I be able to head to the roofs and track their progress along the street?
Sure, yeah, I say you've done this before here, so you can get up on the roofs, no problem. You're tracking. Are you going stealthily, or are you... Yeah, okay, roll me a stealth check then, please.
19.
19. Good enough, yeah, it's no problem. So, as you are wandering up the street, Davinia spots you and starts to run towards you. As Klein notices she's gone, he starts after her, and she runs and envelops Miette in a big hug. Oh, you came back! You're so pretty and soft, and I'm so happy you're back.
We did promise you we would return.
You did? That's very cool. As Klein walks up. Right. So, you are all back. This is...
We've been gone.
Pardon?
How long have we been gone? We had some funny time things going on.
Good few days.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah, I mean,
Too bad.
I wasn't expecting you back so soon, to be honest.
We found what we were looking for.
No, we didn't. We didn't find anything.
No, we did.
I didn't find anything. Did you find anything, Yorick?
Nope.
This will all be easier to explain if we are able to go to the bar for a drink.
That is good. I will tell you one thing, though. Some people came through looking for you all.
Oh, I think we met them.
A half elf and a wizardly looking fella.
Yeah, they seem bad news to me. So, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, I didn't have the speed of thought to interrupt the mayor and the innkeeper, because they just told them straight away, because they were so proud of you guys for being the heroes of Larkham. They were just, oh yeah, they came through here, they gone down to the dead forest. I tried my best to shut them up, but I was too slow. I'm
Don't
sorry.
worry about it.
But
That's absolutely fine. We was able to.
as you're
Hold
here,
on up.
I'm guessing the confrontation went okay.
I think so.
We bravely ran away.
There's no shame in running away from stuff that's gonna kill you. far as I can tell.
How long ago were they here, Clan?
I mean, they got here just after you left. They didn't hang around much. They got the information, they stayed the night, then they went on.
And they haven't been back?
Not as far as I know.
How long did it take us to walk from Larkham to where we camped outside of the forest?
Half a day.
Half a day.
And then it was a day we were halfway to the tower. And then the next day we came back because we did the horses. So it's been about 3 days, maybe 4.
About that.
Well, it doesn't look like we've jumped too far ahead, but probably best to move first thing in the morning, I'd say. If they're
Well,
only ahead behind us.
Unless we jump back. Oh no, we can't jump back because that big guy was dead, wasn't he?
We'll head to the tavern and
That's probably
some
the best place to go. I mean, I don't think you're going to have to pay for any rooms or any beer.
You have my attention.
I mean, the heroes of Larkham?
That's us.
Exactly. Yeah, Lavinia begins to tell you all about the exciting stuff that she's doing. She says, yeah, you'll never guess. Clyde says that I could be a fighter one day. And he's been teaching me how to use a sword and a dagger.
That sounds very exciting.
And also, he says if I'm real good, he'll show me how to be a blacksmith. He says that's an even more exciting thing to do.
It is. Have you talked to dwarves about that? They know a lot about blacksmithing.
Oh, cool. Which one should I speak
Well,
to?
the man there, Yorick, he knows everything there is to know about blacksmithing.
What? More than Clyde?
Even more than Klein.
Wow, that's a lot.
He is very wise.
Wow. Cool. And she sort of looks across at Yorick. It's like, wow. Yorick, you just feel this tiny girl just staring at you.
Turn. Just gotta go.
I'll stare at the little girl, say, he's busy.
She reaches down and pulls a wooden dagger out.
I'll pull out my specials.
Above Dinya, there will be a very fierce-looking tabaxi staring from the door right back, kind of going, no.
Snow drop down off the roof.
I'll put the axe back and just sort of pretend that I'm surrendering.
She looks up at me. See?
You're very good already.
I am very fierce.
And with your permission, Klein, and Snow will reach up into his scarf, pull out 2 of the daggers and flip them round, hilt first, and offer them to Davinia.
I think perhaps, with the greatest of respect, she's not quite ready for that kind of.
Perhaps you can keep hold of them when she's ready.
I will put them for safekeeping when she's a little less eager to draw, shall we say. I like my kneecaps the way they are.
It's fair.
Well, this has been a lovely reunion, but I think we should head on down to the tavern and get some drinks in.
Yes.
Well,
We've been saying.
Davinia and I are just going to close up, and then we will be along very shortly. So,
All right. We'll see you there.
Have a good evening. Yeah.
Just one thing before you go, Klein. Do you know anywhere I could obtain some tools to work with jewels?
I don't think we have a jeweler in town. He sort of looks at Davinia. As I say, I'm not native, so perhaps asking in the inn would be best.
Okay, thank you.
Snow, if you just need tools, I can make tools.
I mean, if
Need
that's
some basic
possible,
materials.
that would be good. I've got a little project in mind.
Yeah.
And I don't think that my Tinker's tools are gonna do everything that I need.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we will close up here.
All right.
We'll see you later.
See you soon.
They go back to doing their job, and Lavinia gives a sort of lingering look at Yorick. And you can see her talking to Klein as they shut the shop up. So you head up the street towards the now cleaned up town square. There are some stains on the ground where the false Hydra was slain by yourself and then ripped into
Eviscerated.
small pieces by Snow for reasons. But yeah, most of it's clean. The air is fresh. It's not that reek of innards that the way you left it, certainly. And as you approach the inn, you can see the lights and warmth emanating from this, and you can hear cheery voices. Some people are obviously having an evening of conversation, shall we say. As you walk into the bar, are you all going in, or are you?
I certainly am.
Yep.
Yep.
So as you walk into the room, the conversation sort of slowly stops as people realise who it is that's come into the bar. The innkeeper rushes over. Oh, please, 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 come on, y'all, come on in, sit, and we cleared the table for you. You would you be wanting rooms and some food? You look you because you've been travelling, so I'll get you some food
And beer. Yes, please.
Of course. And he sort of shepherds you into a large table that is in the centre of the room.
Thank you, that is most gracious of you.
Oh, anything for the heroes of Larkham. We are so pleased that you come back. You are so welcome here. And he starts sort of rushing and grabbing tankards of ale, which he puts in front first of the dwarfs and then Trelador, and then everybody gets tankards of ale, and he starts to. You see, he's got an assistant that you hadn't seen before. It's obviously one of the 10 people that were survivors is working in the inn now. Starts bringing out food. So there's a large pie that's brought out. There are all sorts of platters of meats and cheeses, and he's constantly talking at you about how grateful he is that you've come back, and the some of the outlying farms were not completely decimated, so trade has picked back up, and indeed, looking around the room, you can see a couple of other faces that you've never seen here before, over and above the 10 people that you knew about. They look like farmers that have come in with carts to trade. So, you are fed, you are watered, you are given keys to rooms.
Yorick.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah.
I understand if you want to relax and have a nice evening, but would you be able to take a look at that item before you began your festivities?
Oh, yeah, the thingy. I remember what that thing is. It was a thing, wasn't it?
Bandana.
Are you playing with your thingy again, Yorick? I've told you about that, doing that in public.
Sorry, a couple of beers in me and I go off the hook.
I had a sense of translocation magic, so I wanted your expert opinion.
Of course, yeah. It'll only take me 10 minutes, that's fine. I'll have a look now.
Okay, so you start to concentrate on that. Perform your ritual. Anybody else doing anything?
Drinking beer.
Drinking beer.
I am Sorry.
I was just going to ask, does the bar owner or any patrons seem like they're trying to hide if they're worried that we're back? As
Make
if...
inside check. Because, you know, we're only 20 minutes in.
Yeah, Snow will look through the pouch of sapphires that he's got, and select a larger one, which is probably about 2.5 inches in length, and 2 slightly smaller ones.
Okay.
And then sort of put them together on the table and start planning on how he's going to fit them together.
Okay.
And where he needs to carve them, and what he needs to chip away to be able to slot them together, and how he's going to secure them, etc.
Okay, so you're... Okay, so... You... Yeah, okay, make an intelligence check. See if you can work out what needs to be done.
19.
19. Yeah, you're pretty sure you looking at these gems, you're pretty sure you can work out where they need to cut. Whether you can actually cut them like that remains to be seen, but you've got a really good idea about what parts need to be removed to slot in the way that you want it to be slotted in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah,
25.
do you wanted to do something? 25. So, yeah, everybody looks to be pretty happy you're here. The people the obvious farm traders that don't know you are sort of asking their companions who you are, and it's been fairly loudly whispered that you are the heroes of Larkham. You saved the town, and that's the reason why everybody is still alive that is still alive. But yeah, they all seem...
But the innkeep does say from Klein's saying, obviously, that...
they find...
That they don't...
Innkeeper is overly pleased to see you. He's very happy that you're here.
Cool. I just wanted to check that they weren't sort of like being told if you don't tell us as soon as they turn back that we'll kill everybody type thing.
Not as far as you can tell.
Do I see Florian kind of looking around?
Are you doing it stealthily or?
No, I mean we're in a bar, so I'd just kind of be looking at people intensely.
Florian is definitely looking around.
I'll gently place a hand on his shoulder and say, "Darling, relax a little. We're okay here."
Well,
for the first time ever, you'll probably see Florian take more than just a sip of beer.
Drunk monk, nice.
Not drunk, just more than a sip.
Are you going to become a drunken master then?
Or a drunken yes.
I'm going to just sip at my beer, but I'm going to be paying close attention to what Yorick's doing. Or staring at him for a bit too long, and then if anyone looks at me, I'll away, go back to trying to concentrate on what.
If I may be so bold, what are we going to be doing now?
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm having some more beer.
Yeah, your tankard never gets fully empty. When you
I think
put
it's
it down,
magic, this tankard. It just doesn't go down.
It's not magic, it's the barman refilling it.
Not magic, it's Gus not paying enough attention.
Yeah. So, Miette, you wanted to do something?
Yes, I presume the barman dropped off keys on the table as well.
Yep.
For the room. Yeah, I'm going to snarf one of them and head upstairs to the room and lock myself in.
Fair enough. Are you doing this stealthily so your party doesn't notice, or do you not care?
Not particularly care.
Okay. So you go up, you have... roll me a d4.
Did we get 8 keys, or is it...
1.
4 keys. So you're in room 1. And you managed to lock yourself in.
I'm not entirely sure, Celeste, but we've kind of done what we wanted to do, and you had your matters at hand, so I have a feeling that it might be easy if we didn't all have a bounty on our head for one reason or another, so if there's a way we could get rid of it, That'll be quite helpful.
Exactly. I think Snow mentioned that he wanted to go back and speak with the Treading Waters and Dar. Did you not?
He's very focused on these 3 gems in front of him, and he's starting to sort of use one of the files from his Tinker's Tools to sort of file out rough where it needs to be chipped away.
Sure.
Did you want to check up on what happened to the captain?
He's going to carefully pull out the spinel and just place the repaired spinel in the middle of the table.
Like a look at one of them.
These are given to Treading Waters captains. One of those bounty hunters had it on him. It was smashed. These are not given to anybody except for those who have contracts with the dwarves. They've got it. Derek and the rest of those cretins are involved in the death of my friend and his family.
I did find it strange that we saw Levanicus in there.
Well,
Sure what he's doing down here.
I think it would be the money side of it, wouldn't it? I mean, our 2 friends who we met outside of Larkham before we went in had quite a bit on them, and were more than willing to say that we could be paid a lot if we handed everyone over who needed to be handed over.
But those are not given to anybody except the captains. So what they were doing, if they have it, they were involved.
Did you want to return them to the rest of your clan?
I will go alone to take it. I don't want to put any of you. If they decide to arrest me, then so be it, but I cannot allow the rest of you to be arrested for it.
Nobody walks alone in Dar. That's a dangerous proposition, and we were involved just as much as you were.
But
I seem to recall you telling me not to do something so stupid myself.
But if the difference is I don't have a bounty on my head, and I don't have a psychopath looking for me.
I thought the rest of the group did after speaking.
It wasn't so much a bounty, it was can you bring these people to us? We wish to speak with them.
Yeah.
Thing.
Okay.
I'm happy to go and speak with them, and if I can present them this and give them the information about the tieflings and the bounty hunters, maybe I can get them off our back, but...
And if you get arrested, we can always break in the jail and bust you out. That'll be fun.
I mean, that had crossed my mind, but... Sure.
I'm sure Yorick can come up with some sort of invention to blow a hole in the prison or something.
Or I can pick the lock and get myself out.
Yeah, I would be most impressed to see a prison that you couldn't get out of.
It's not as much fun, though.
As you're having this conversation, you can see Yorick, as you sort of mention his name, you can see him sort of unfolding this black piece of cloth, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. He's looking a little bit apprehensive, but it's getting bigger and bigger. And Yorick, you now know what this is.
Oh. Right, this is a fancy piece of kit. Might be quite handy to have with us. Might be good if I can find my messages again, and then I can tell you about it.
Did Reorx leave a message after the beep?
He did, yes. He does that sort of thing.
Right, so when I fold it out like this, it folds up really quite nice and compact, doesn't it? Given how big it is, it's about 6 feet. That's much
Hello.
taller than me. It basically creates a portal to another world or plane of existence. Don't know where it goes though. Pretty random.
I assume that I never saw Dunks or Vale with that previously at the temple.
Nope.
Have. Sorry, go.
I'm just posturing. It's fine. You go.
What
Have
would
I-
happen then if we put that on the floor and all jumped into it? Would it still stay there, or would it come with us?
Do you want to try?
Sure.
No. Gus. No.
I mean, I would have to assume that considering Vale left Dunks with this on this side, it does not come with you.
I was just thinking, it'd be a good way to escape, wouldn't it?
Well,
If we were trapped again, we could stick it on the floor, all jump inside, and the last person grab it as they go through.
my guess is that you'll go through a portal and there'll be a portal somewhere else, and that other portal that you go through, you can then pick up and fold up.
Oh, right. So it would be a good escape tool then.
That hurts my brain. I'm going to go back to this.
I turn to Florian. I say, I'm not meaning any offense here, darling. And I turn to Yorick and I say, if that is what I think it is, you need to keep that away from Florian and potentially away from me.
Okay.
Have I, like, in
Because-
my learning, especially being at the temple, I know I would have been learning about like the stuff I do in particular, but I would have read other tomes as well. Would I have come across of anything to do with portals or portable portals like this?
That's pretty specialised information. Make a quick history check, but the DC is very high.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Are you magically inclined?
It's 5. It's only 19.
19. I mean, you've heard of portals to different planes of existence, different worlds, or you've read about them rather. You've not heard of a portable one before. But, as Yorick said, and Gus has said, this could be a very useful tool.
Yeah,
Thinking
I
a
think
lot.
it's because I think it's just completely random where you go. There's no way to direct it. I don't think it's set to a specific place that you go to. So
Have you-
I think we just keep it as a last resort, as some way to just get out of somewhere if we're trapped in.
I've
Why
been
didn't you
thinking
try asking, who?
You actually.
I mean, I could do it. I mean,
Oh, I
you
was going to say, unless you wanted to have a little chat with him.
No,
Might
I can't.
Could be good practice, Travelador.
Not when you're all watching.
Last time, I think he got a bit grumpy when you were trying to talk to him because he was already busy trying to help me. So
Well, you talk to him. I promise I won't distract him.
sorry, I'll save my chat with him till later.
Perhaps you
Okay,
can chat to him together. Try building that relationship.
there's a reason that thing concerns me, though. Considering what we learned back in that tower.
But if that is used in a certain place, do you think it opens to a certain plane? So if it is opened within the tower, that is the only place that Vale can be followed. But if we try to open it here, it may go elsewhere. Maybe it
What I'm
needs...
saying,
How do I say this in common? It's center of power. It starts with an L. I don't know what it is in common. I'm
a
sorry.
locust? Or,
That, yes.
well, I'm just mostly concerned because I don't know exactly what she's doing, but clearly Vale is working on something. And from what Dunk said, she's fleeing from a Prince of Hell, uh, specifically Fierna, which makes sense considering what Vale is.
With us firmly in its crosshairs, does she not think it would be better to work with us than run away?
It's me, isn't it? That's why. I'm not going to be anywhere near that portal, that tower, where Vale is. That is the absolute worst case scenario.
I'm not sure it's just you, Florian.
Yeah, Florian, it's not all about you.
No. I have been a little concerned. This magic I've been using lately, it's not... I never really trained in magic. I trained how to do the fire on my arrows, but the blasts I've been using, and those hexes, that wasn't something I was trained in. That just started happening.
Was that part of the deal?
I didn't really make a deal with Vale. I
You
took an
did.
oath to her in the same way that I took an oath to
An
Celeste.
oath. I mean,
So,
Gus and Yori will back me up here. I mean, an oath is a contract, it's just verbal.
I think...
Sorry, Yorick, I interrupted you.
I was just going to ask if it was like my kind of power and Gus's sort of power that we don't really practice or train with it. It just kind of comes to us. And...
It's similar, but I think it's more devilish, and I don't think the magic's being provided by Vale.
Ooh.
Remember when we escaped from the Hells and was making our way here, and that creature, those little creatures that came out and spoke with us?
Do you
I
think
think-
that was Fierna?
I think so. And I think somehow the powers I've suddenly encountered are to do with that. And I have the worst feeling that it's something to do with that first temple we found.
Celeste, what do you think? You know a bit about magic.
This is not the kind of magic I'm familiar with. Mine comes from nature, from the world. Mine doesn't particularly have a source as such. It's just everywhere and nowhere. I'm sorry, I know that's not very helpful, but...
No, I just thought I'd see if you had any thoughts on it. Hey, Melissa, what if I identified you?
I mean, you could try. I'm not sure what it would do. I'm not familiar with that spell entirely.
I have no idea what it will tell me, or what Reox will be able to tell me.
I mean, you're welcome to try.
Are you trying?
If you want to come and sit on my lap for 10 minutes, I can try.
I'll sit.
Oh no, Yorick. That's a terrible chat up line, that is.
I'll sit next to you, you cheeky little gent.
Although
Thanks.
he's probably written that one down, Gus.
He probably has done, yes.
I imagine that's going to be something that Reox spoke of.
All right, come sit next to me then. I'll have a go. I'll just be chatting Dwarvish for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Have to be in Dwarvish.
I'll do my best to follow it.
It's just sort of incantation type stuff. Need to know what I'm saying.
Okay. So, as the rest of you sort of are talking on, and Snow, can you make me a performance check for this tool usage? Because I know they're your Tinker's tools, but you're proficient with them. You're not really proficient in jewel crafting. So
Yeah.
just a
Yeah, yeah,
straight
yeah.
performance roll, please.
Yeah, okay. That's not a problem. Come on, don't fuck me. Okay, that's not too bad. 18.
18. You get the... Following your plan that you've made, you've managed to get it so that they could, in theory, with some work, you'd suspect you'd have to take a couple of hours with proper tools to get it to fit together the way you want it to be.
Yeah.
But as a first approximation, you're pretty convinced that this will work, and you think you know what kind of tools you'd want, and you should be able to explain that to Yorick when he's not babbling on in Dwarfish.
Yeah. Or in passing, I might just sort of lean around, just ask the innkeep whether there was a jeweler or anywhere that I'd be able to get some sort of jewel crafting tools.
Sure, yeah. He says, well, we didn't really have a jeweler as such. We had it were more a sort of jack of all trades he was, but he had some jewels for sale. They came across from Redport.
I'm looking for the tools. I might drop by later and go and see if there's any tools of use.
He's kind of gone, though. He wasn't one of the survivors, so you should be able to find his shop. It's down, and he gives you directions down the western side of town.
In fact, I will go and investigate now before everyone goes to bed.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
You are most welcome.
Do you want some company?
I mean, you can if you like, but I'm just a quick dash.
I'm happy to go at speed. I just don't like the thought of anybody being alone.
Okay. So,
Jewish.
And Snow off. Okay, to the west. Cool.
With that going on, and with Melissa, with Yorick and that, I think Florian would pick up one of the keys and head up to a room.
Okay. Roll me a d4. Or you can choose which room you want out of 2, 3, and 4.
Take 3.
3, yeah. So room 3, yeah.
And I'd just, as I'm going up, I'd just show Melissa the key number. So I went up.
Okay. Perfect. So, Gus, Trenador, you are left drinking.
Yeah, I'm just going to be paying quite close attention to what Yorick's doing, waiting for him to finish, because he keeps queued up.
Yeah, every time you sort of think he's reached the end of it, he just starts again. He's like, oh, for God's sake.
Probably unconsciously, like, I don't know which way, as he's incanting, I'll just sort of mouth the words and then stop them.
Okay. So, Yorick, as you're all sitting there concentrating on this identifier spell again, I assume you're using identifier.
Yeah.
Okay. As you reach out to Reorx to ask for his assistance in using this spell in a way that you've not really used before. You're more used to, inanimate objects and using it on a person is a bit weird, even though they're a tall person, not really, real. You reach out and you hear, oh, hello, 2 in one night. What? Oh, people, always a good plan.
All right, I wasn't sure it was going to do anything, but
Well, it'll work, but it does strange and odd things. Right. Sometimes, sorry, losing that completely. Sometimes it gives you a more, how can I put this? More of a read on people. Now, this wee girlie here is basically one of the tall people. It's a human. She's
Yeah.
seems to be aligned to fucking accent. This is just driving me insane. I apologise.
Go from Scotland to sort of Lancashire to Northern Ireland.
I've got all cricket. It's all weird.
Bit Yorkshire now.
Yeah. So I'm wandering about the country. Sorry. She's
Okay,
a wee human, and she's aligned with some sort of devil. So be very careful. A prince of hell. Fiona. Not a good one.
Right.
Fiona is she's not good. She's ambitious and will absolutely fuck people over to get what she wants.
That's kind of what she was afraid of. So this is why
I mean, if I was her, I'd be afraid too.
Are you even capable of fear?
I mean, obviously not.
No, that's what I thought.
But
Right.
you know, I've got to put it in language that you boys can understand. You know,
right? See,
So-
you're way ahead of me, right?
well, God.
Of
To be
course.
fair. Anyway, she's not possessed or anything. She seems to have made some sort of deal with this Fiona to get power. Well, whether she knows or not, I don't know.
Right. Okay.
That's up to her to recall.
All right.
But this
Okay.
Veil woman, she seems important. Another denizen of hell.
Is she a good one though?
I mean, are there any?
Wow. Don't know. Never met one.
Really? I mean, not as far as I know.
All right.
Anyway,
Well,
I've got to go. Your friend, the tall one, he's jabbering along with your spell there. Tickles me mind.
maybe you could give him a little tickle back. Little noodle.
Oh, watch this. And it goes quiet for a minute. And Trellador, you hear your mind. Hey, you! Interloper! Yes, you. Don't look so shocked. Now, my name is Riox, the god of the forge. All powerful, all knowing. You are Trellador. It's quite a good name, that. Anyway, if you let anything happen to Yorick, things will go very badly for you. I'm counting on you, Trellador.
You can trust me. I'd like to have a conversation about what you can do for me at some point.
Alright.
Yes, I need to
Ask.
sort of know what you're offering. Do you do like a try before you buy sort of thing? I don't want to get into any sort of contracts. We all know how that goes.
I mean, bless you for trying. No.
Well,
Well,
Yorick
you see,
said that his power comes to him without trying, without any effort. And that
Right.
seems like something I could get on board.
well, you have to believe. And you have to, when you're attacking, I heard you, for Riox. I'll make it
You heard
loud.
nothing. You heard nothing.
Remember, God of the Forge, all-knowing. I was
Right.
there. Now, I heard you. I like it. Do it more. And maybe I'll turn into Sean Bean. No. Maybe you'll
Don't do
turn
that.
into
He always
Sean
gets
Bean.
killed.
Yeah,
Teledor will turn into Sean Bean and get his head lopped off. Anyway, so as I was saying, I like it. Keep doing it. Keep Yorick and Gus safe, and I'll have a word with Yorick and maybe hurry that axe along. How's that?
But what else do I get out of this in the meantime? I mean, I'm going to be waiting ages for this act.
Yorick, you hear?
People keep
Well,
distracting
that's him
me.
fucked. You don't hear anything, Trinidad. Anyway,
Are you
I've
still
told him
Are
to
you
look
still
after
there?
you. Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Hello? Hello?
Bye.
Hello? Hello?
Nothing but the
Hello?
echo of your own empty head.
Well, that was confusing.
So,
You
Yorick,
think?
as you finish the spell and you know all of this, like Riots has just let you in on. Up to you how much you tell.
Well, first I'm going to turn to Trellador. He spoke to you, didn't he? I heard. I was in Wigan.
Well, he spoke at me. He wasn't really listening to what I was saying. I was trying to see what he offered. He sort of cut off at the end.
You kind of just got to go with it. He's God, mate. What do you expect?
Yes, but I need to know a bit more information.
Or ask things of him.
Maybe later when you're doing your whatever you do, do you pray to him?
I suppose it's a kind of prayer, yeah.
Maybe I could watch.
You can watch. I don't mind. It's all
And
very
then
good.
if I do that, I'll get some power.
I think you need to take that up with the big man himself.
Well, he just said I just need to believe, and I mean, he was speaking to me, so I believe. So, done, really.
Kind of makes it easy to believe when he just talks to you, doesn't it?
Yes. So why don't I feel any
Never
power?
spoken to me.
Say again, Gus?
I said I believe in him, and he's never spoken to me.
He's never spoken to you. It's easy.
I've never needed to talk to him.
What's wrong with you?
I just know he's there.
So he talks to me over you.
It's not a case of that, is it? It's just, I don't need to talk to him because I know he's there.
He's power from him, Trellador. He just doesn't need to talk directly to him.
I know, but it's good to have that direct line, isn't it? I wink.
Oh! Oh, I forgot. Sorry, Trellador. Got to cut you off there. Melissa, right. So I did actually, yeah, it's not good. Not good.
As I suspected.
Afraid so.
Right. Okay. Keep that under.
Yeah, I
Control
don't know
that.
what you can do about that.
My best is what I'm going to go with.
I don't think my spell's going to work, the one that I used on his axe.
Yeah, this is
Bit much.
if what I know about the Princes of Hell is true, it's going to take a lot of work to untangle that.
But Riox did say that you must have made a deal.
I'm not sure. I pledged myself to Vale, but if she was in direct connection, why would she be running away? I'm not sure. My suspicion is that first temple we found, when both me and Florian were stuck to that chair. I vaguely remember calling for help. That might have been it.
So
Either way.
while that conversation is happening, we will cross-cut to Celeste and Snow walking down the western side of town. It's fairly dark down here. Not very many lights. Most people are at the inn, to be fair, though. You do see some lights far at the far end of the street, but it's not really a jeweller's shop. It's more of a sort of a curios shop. A bit of everything, bit of this, bit of that. The door is open. Nobody has looted anything. All the goods are still there. There are some nice pieces of jewellery. There are some bric-a-brac. It's like walking into, you know, those little antique shops you get where everything's sort of piled high and nothing seems to.
Yeah.
It's like a cross between an antique shop and a flea market.
Mhm.
Whereas you think there might be something of value here, but most of it's about £1.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to head towards sort of what would be the back of the shop, because that's most likely where the tools and
Yeah.
stuff would be.
You're looking for the tools, the jeweller's tools. Okay. Make a quick investigation check. You
Can
help
I
if you wish.
assist with this?
Yeah, of course. You
So
can
I'll
either
give you
look
advantage.
as well or advantage.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for the advantage. 26.
26. Yeah, not a problem. You sort of look through. There's a sort of workbench with some drawers at the back, and you jimmy one of the drawers open, and there is a roll of leather, very soft leather roll. So you untie and roll out, and there are some jewel crafting tools in it. You now have a jewel crafter's kit.
I just want to, just in case, and I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic, and nothing in particular catches your attention. Nothing appears to be magic in this shop. It all appears to be exactly what it looks like, is some nice bits of jewellery, some horrible bits of jewellery, some weird statuettes, some wooden carvings that are not really of anything that you recognise.
Is there like a sort of silver chain which...
With your investigation roll 26, you can find a silver chain.
Okay, so I'd take a few lengths of this silver chain,
Yep.
some clasps and a couple of like little rings and things, just to...
We'll say roll me a D4.
D4. 3.
3. So you get 3 lengths of silver chain, and say D6 for me.
3 again.
3. So you find 3 clasps with the hooks that will go together to form the end of the chain, or to hang something from a chain.
Cool.
So if you note those down in your inventory as well, that would be cool.
Well, it was a long shot, but there doesn't seem to be anything particularly magical here.
I didn't expect that to be, but it's not a bad idea to check. Although I do think that perhaps somebody should secure the rest of the valuables, at least for the mare. At least so she can keep them safe and away from any would-be looters.
Perhaps you could lock the door? I don't know, is that something you can do?
I can, but...
I mean, you can certainly try lock the door on your way out. The door doesn't appear to be damaged in any way. It was just open.
Well, because it's just open and it's been abandoned, is there keys anywhere?
I'll say with your incredibly high investigation check, yeah, the keys are sitting on the desk.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna, instead of just use these.
That would also work. If I might be so bold as to inquire what it is you're looking to do.
Yeah, it's just a little project.
Well, fair enough. I'm always happy to give assistance if you require it. I can sometimes give a little extra help.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I think this is a little outside your skill set.
Oh no, of that I'm sure, but I can just help guide you. perhaps.
Maybe I'll take you up on it, but for now I think I should be fine.
Very well. But the offer still stands if you decide to accept.
So, is there anything else you wish to achieve? So you come out of the shop and lock up?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So, heading back to the inn.
Cool.
So, Florian, was there anything you wish to achieve while you're up in room number 3?
Yeah, so knowing that, obviously after everything was going on, I was making a few rash decisions, which I thought would be for the better of the group, not necessarily thinking things through. I'd like to just, instead of thinking about anything in particular, just again sit down there, cross my legs, meditate, and just get that clearness and stillness of mind that I'm normally used to having, so I can think through things a lot better.
Okay. Cool. Give me a performance check.
Are you insight checking yourself?
No. I would normally.
Otherwise, I'd have told him to do an insight check. I'm sure that will come, but.
Or you just sit there.
Performance 4.
4.
Yeah.
You're finding it very difficult to focus. For some reason, you can't. From all that's going on, for various reasons, you cannot still your mind as you would normally do so. Everything that's happened, your chest hurts. You can feel the ache in the design that's been carved into you. You can feel the loss or the separation from your sister. You can feel her reaching for you. Florian, you can almost hear her voice. Crying for help, for assistance, for salvation, release. It's
Definitely sounds like her.
It definitely sounds like her. It's just on the edge of your hearing. Asking you to rescue her, to keep her safe like you always did.
I think Florian would try and come out of that not so much meditative state because he can't get there, but he would try and break that, knowing what could be, what may happen if that were to happen. He would try and just sort of like open his eyes and would, I don't know, probably instantly go to working out or something like that, something completely different to.
Sure. Okay. So you start to physically put your body through its paces.
I would probably do it more so than I would do, because of that being my sister.
Yep.
What I think is my sister, and knowing that I really do want to save her, but that we can't be in the same space at the moment.
So you'll start to get very frustrated by this. Sort of, you want to go rescue her, but you know you shouldn't, or you think you shouldn't, and you taking that out on yourself as you work out. You go through your forms, and you do all of the physical exercises that you know, and you do them over and over and over until you are so tired you literally fall on your bed and go to sleep.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'd do that until that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be, as soon as Melissa walked into the room, it would be like a ball of sweat, and I would be unceremoniously just laid on the bed type thing, and that would be it.
Nice. Miette, is there anything you wish to achieve over in room number 1?
No.
still just pontificating on the day's events.
Indeed.
Okay, fair enough. So, Gus?
More.
More beer. Okay. Give me a constitution saving throw, please, Gus.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's not good. That's 6.
6. You are very, very drunk now. Everybody
Good.
else has been doing stuff and talking, but you've just been going, "Hudumph! Hudumph! Hudumph!"
That's
You
great, isn't it?
testing to see how long the barman will keep filling your tankard, and he just doesn't stop. As long as you drink, he will fill it up. So you are incredibly drunk now. Yorick, you make me a... What's your passive perception? It's quite high, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh.
So you... Sorry, you went a bit weird there.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Oh, okay. Your passive perception?
17.
17. Okay, cool. So, yeah, you spot Gus. You know he's on a proper bender. There is no stopping him now. He is going to be absolutely rip-roaringly drunk, trousers off, standing on tables very shortly.
Are we going to see his smalling?
I mean, it's possible, I suppose. If that's a thing, I don't know.
Smalling? I'm a dwarf.
That just means you're probably a tripod.
So, as you realise that Gus is way past the point of no return, you see Snow and Celeste walk back in to the bar. What would you like to do? Is there anything else anybody would like to achieve at this point, apart from extreme drunkenness?
Snow is looking very he's very calm and very placid, but he's also got that sort of excited vibration to him because he's with what he's got in his hands.
You're right.
The end of your tail will be twitching like mad.
Yeah, and his tail's very happily sort of swishing.
You're right, Snow?
Yes, it's just that I've got what I need to start my little project.
Right.
Oh, you don't need me to make the tools then?
No, I found some in one of the shops.
Good.
And Snow will go over to the barkeep. If you could pass these on to the mayor or whoever it is that I locked. I locked the shop.
Thank you very much. See, this is what this town needs: more heroes like yourself. You are such a credit to your parents, sir.
I think that other people would argue with that assessment, but it is much appreciated.
And he sort of puts the keys on a hook behind the bar.
Cool.
If you'll excuse me, I believe that the young gentleman's mug is about to be empty again.
Oh, no, we can.
More beer for Gus.
As the barman comes over, I'm just going to say, "Hey, I think you're going to kill him." Keep going.
Oh, I won't do that.
How terrible does Gus look right now? Like, how bad is he swaying?
Oh, awful. I mean, he's not swaying, but his eyes are sort of not really looking in the same direction all the time. And he sort of when he's trying to concentrate on somebody speaking, he sort of.
He looks like he's drunk more than everybody else combined and times by 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
Snow just leans slightly up. Next time you fill it up, maybe do it with a little bit of, maybe give him some water so he doesn't.
But he said he didn't like no water.
Gus is a big boy. He can decide when he's had enough.
I suppose you can look after him. He's bunking with you after all.
A sneaking suspicion that enough will be him passed out on the floor.
Exactly. And then he'll get a nice bit of rest, won't he?
Wow.
I suppose that's true enough.
At least we know who's carrying him upstairs to bed.
Why does he need to come?
Don't pretend like you don't know dwarves. This is just normal. So you guys would at least expect to see what I'm see what's happening. The others I can understand, but you should know.
I mean, I have not met that many dwarfs, but it does seem pretty true to form.
Oh no, if Yorick was helping him, they could probably drink this place dry and still be standing.
Good job I've been busy tonight then, innit?
Yeah. Yes. Hey.
I know Florian's not there, but in my head I've just got a picture of Gus having like an acute Bell's palsy moment with his face where he's that drunk.
Yeah. Yeah. He still doesn't seem to be stopping though.
So,
And
what's our...
Florian retired for the evening?
Yeah, I think he's figuring some things out. I'm going to go speak with him in a bit.
Important information required. Do we have a twin room or a double?
They're twin rooms.
It's fine, he can carry on drinking then.
There is probably still going to be a fairly strong reek in that room.
I would I would like to check on his wounds again at some point.
Okay. I only wanted to discuss one more thing before I head up to go check on him. But what's our plan tomorrow? Where are we heading?
I don't know, but I feel like I need to do something. I just don't know what would be the best course of action.
Can we take a day off?
I don't think we can afford that with the people that are after us, but we can certainly try.
It'd be nice just to be able to stay in one place without fighting the denizens of hell for 24 hours.
True.
I mean, I kind of agree.
Well, we can always convene in the morning and discuss that.
Unfortunately, Yorick, I think as far as the rest of them are concerned, as long as me, you and Gus are with them, they're not likely to get that anytime soon.
Oh.
Well, that depends on how many people we have to stab. But
That's
I
true.
think it's a day's rest.
Well, I bid you all a good night. I'm going to go check on Florian and make sure he's okay.
Right, John.
Okay.
So I'll head up to the room that Florian mentioned.
Yep. So number 3, you head up and you find Florian passed out in a pool of sweat.
Well, he clearly worked himself to exhaustion. Seen him do it before.
John, do you want me to do a bit of work on the axe? Apparently I'm still on the clock, so...
Well, I'm not going to force you, but it was. And look straight out. Maybe I can help.
Yeah, maybe. What you offering to do?
Like, stop Gus throwing up on it.
Important job.
Maybe I could ask the, him to help.
That's a really good idea. Tell you what, come sit next to me. If we lie it across both of our laps, maybe we can both be involved.
Okay.
That
Who else
sounds like
is
a very
here?
good idea. If you don't mind me, gentlemen, I'm going to attempt to see if I can get into a room. Good night. And as I go, I will just sort of tap Trellador lightly on the shoulder and just give him guidance before I go.
Okay. So you're going
Alright
up.
then.
There are 2 keys still on the table, number 2 and number 4. If you want to take one of those keys, it's entirely up to you.
Well, I assume Yorick and Gus would have one, and Snow and Trellador would have the other one, so I'm going to see if I can find out where Miette is.
Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, make a. How are you going to find out which room she's in?
Well, I'll see what room keys are on the table, so
2
I can
and 4.
exclude those. So 1 or 3 then.
Okay.
And I will go upstairs and start listening at doors until I can hear something that sounds
Bit heavy, but
more
okay.
more like Miette and less like Florian and Melissa.
Are you sure we were in rooms 1 to 4 and not rooms 2 to 5?
Who knows?
About to find out.
So, where are you going to start?
Whichever one's closest, 1 or 3.
3 would be closest.
Then I will listen a little at
Make a
door number 3.
perception check.
22.
22. You may be able to hear somebody sleeping. Are you sleeping yet, Melissa, or are you just preparing yourself for bed?
I'm probably just sat watching Florian sleep.
Yeah, so there's not a huge amount to hear. Isn't there? Somebody sleeping?
Do I recognise who it sounds like? Because I
mean...
Is it snoring or purring?
The purring was an exception for a really big bed.
Yes. I mean, you're pretty sure it's somebody asleep. Whether it's somebody you know or not, it's difficult to tell.
I will lightly knock on the door then.
Melissa, you hear a tap on the door.
Hello? Everything all right? Who's there?
Oh, hello, Melissa. It's just me.
Oh, hey, Celeste.
I wasn't sure which room Miette was in, so...
I'm not certain.
But if you're in this room, then I'm assuming that she's probably going to be in the other one that I haven't checked yet.
Fair enough.
Is Florian... I assume that's Florian asleep.
Yeah, I think he did some kind of workout. And he's resting. I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Okay. Just make sure that I don't forget to inspect his wounds in the morning.
Yeah.
His wounds!
And then I'll go and sort of listen a little bit at door number 1.
Door number 1. Miette, are you sleeping or are you just sitting meditatively?
Perfect silence.
Perfect silence. Roll me a stealth check versus a perception check, please. You don't have to tell me what that is, Miette. You can type it in the chat, in the messages if you want.
I rolled terribly. 12.
You don't hear anything. Silence.
I will knock at the door gently.
Miette, you hear a tap, tap, tap on the door.
Maybe they'll go away.
Maybe. No answer. It appears this room is empty.
I will cautiously try the handle.
It is locked.
Miette?
Doesn't look like they're going away yet.
It's how Celeste, you'll find the door suddenly. You'll hear very quiet noise of a lock turning. And the door whipped open. And beaming Miette standing at the other side. Celeste, you're here for bed. Please take the room. I will be going elsewhere.
I did not want to...
We still need to keep a watch, and I have had my rest now, so I just need theirs. So please.
Are you okay?
I'm absolutely fine.
Very well. Trying to work out what's...
Make an insight check. Miette, you may make a persuasion or deception, your choice. Again, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. You can just roll. Tell me which one it is in the chat, the messages, and tell me what the roll is. What did you get for your insight?
22.
22. Oof.
Unfair advantage.
You have your strengths, I have mine.
The nosy bit.
Nosy elf, sneaky cat.
Yeah, I know that's not how it's spelled.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you're not buying this, Celeste. She's not fine, but she's not lying to you. She's just trying to persuade you she's okay.
Well, I will leave you to whatever it is, but know that you can talk to me if you wish, Miette.
I thank you. So, please. I'll step out of the way in the door for Celeste to enter.
I will go in and take the bed that's not been, well, just sit on the bed that's not been already sat on.
Sat.
Okay.
Have you closed the door, or are you staring at me out in the corridor?
Are you just sort of going out into the corridor then?
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to stay in the room?
Quite sure. Thank you.
Very well. I will leave it unlocked in case you change your mind.
It's very kind of you.
Good night, Miette.
Good night, Celeste. Sleep well.
And I will sort of shut the door looking kind of...
Confused?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now that I'm not being watched, I'm going to go into room 2 and out the window and up onto the roof. I'll let you know.
Fair enough. Make me a quick acrobatics check. DC's fairly low because you have done this before, although you did fall off.
Wasn't that in a different city?
That was in a different city, but that's...
It was Celeste. It was Celeste that
Celeste
fell
fell
off.
off the roof.
Yeah, that's true,
The-
sorry.
15.
15. Yeah, not a problem. Up onto the roof. Is there anything particular you want to achieve on the roof, or are you just chilling?
I am going to keep watch, and I'm also going to take Derek's message cube out and just kind of turn it over in one hand.
Okay. So make a perception check for me.
$16.
16. So up on the roof, with the town mostly in darkness, there are a few points of light. You can see people coming out of the inn and going home for the evening. It appears to be the only noises coming from downstairs appear to be Gus. Are you singing, Gus? You are muted though.
I absolutely am. I was muted. That you couldn't hear me.
Yeah. Okay. So Gus is absolutely singing at the top of his voice. So yeah, that's good. That's probably what's driving everyone else home for the evening. But you can see them leaving in ones and twos, just walking down various different streets. You can see sort of pinpricks of light about. Everything seems to be cool. So we'll have a little break, grab a drink, not quite as many as Gus, and we'll be back here very shortly. So, welcome back. To had a little break, everyone's got a nice drink. So, Miette is on the roof, Celeste is in room 1, Florian is fast asleep, Melissa is in the room with him, Snow, Gus, Gus is in the tap room drinking and singing loudly, badly. Snow is... what is Snow doing?
I will be heading up to the last empty room.
Okay. Well, there's still 2 keys on the table.
Yeah, so I'm going to take
2
one of
and
them
4.
and head up to room 4.
Room 4, okay.
And I'm going to start on my project.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so give me a... Okay, so I'll say you work on this for an hour or so, and we want we'll say it's a dexterity check, because it's dual crafting tools. You're not proficient with them, so it can be a straight dex check to see how well you wield them.
Okay, that's not bad. 17.
17, yeah. So they're fairly unfamiliar, but you're not too far away from Tinker's tool. A little bit more precise, but okay. And then I want an intelligence check to see how well you follow your plan through.
Natural 20 for 22.
Nice. Okay, so we'll leave you working on that in room 4. Yorick and Trenador, you've balanced this axe across your laps as you're sitting. Explain to me what you're doing, Yorick.
I'm going to try and contact Reorx in the way I normally do.
Okay.
Also trying to bring Trelador in.
Okay. So you clear your mind. Again, concentrate on the axe, and then try and sort of nudge Trelador as to concentrate on the axe and thoughts of Reorx. Anything in particular you want to say to Trelador?
Yeah, kind of before we get started, I'll just say, right, I'm going to contact Reorx now, see if we can get some more work done on the axe. Try and bring you in. So while I'm starting the enchantment, if you just clear your mind, everything but Reorx and the axe, and just try and help me to get you into that.
I don't understand what you're talking. What do you mean?
You managed to contact Reorx before. Just kind of do the same. Just think about it.
Well, I just said hello, and he was there. I didn't do any of this clear your mind bollocks you're talking about. Sorry, I will engage with the process. I'll take a deep breath. Reorx.
Okay, I'm gonna need a concentration check from Yorick, because Trelador is sitting there muttering Reorx beside you. So I want to see if you can actually concentrate on this without too much interference from...
I would also like to nominate Yorks for patience, for award for most patient dwarf ever.
It went well though. 19.
19, yeah.
You must be pretty patient because he's put up with me for so many years.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty good at blocking stuff out you don't want to hear. Normally it's from Gus, but today it's Trelador, and a little bit of Gus as well, because he is getting very loud. Actually, Gus, give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage this time.
That's 14.
14. Yep, you're rallying. You're having a late surge.
Yep.
And you've started in. started it on the top shelf. You get some spirits on the go.
Hey, dwarven drunkenness and singing probably helped me feel at home. So.
Probably. Yeah, it's a bit like the damaged barbecue. So, you concentrate again, blocking out the idiocy around you, and you get through. And Rios is like, another favour. Well, I mean, I know you love me, but come on, 3 in one night.
I was hoping to do some work on the axe.
Oh, right.
Is that right?
Of course.
I don't mind.
Right? Have you brought the tall one?
I've tried. Is he here?
Reorg axe.
What did you tell him?
I told him to think about you and the axe. And he sat there.
He's nothing if not literal, that boy, eh? Well, okay. So, yeah, you go ahead and mark off your spell slot. That's fine. Trelador, you hear the laughter of Reorgs through your little mantra that you've got going. And a sort of whispered voice. So, you don't have to keep saying it. You can stop now.
Clearing my mind.
Ah, good. Was it that busy?
Well,
No, didn't
busier. It obviously worked. You're here, aren't you? I summoned you.
Look, well, okay. So, a couple of ground rules. You don't summon me. I choose to appear to you.
Well, I said your name and you appeared, so I beg to differ.
Well, no, that's not how this works.
You're here, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm everywhere. You're there. You can hear me. I'm not there with you.
Okay. You're choosing to be here. I believe you.
That's good. I'm not quite... Oi, Yorick.
Yeah?
What, this... Are you sure about him?
Trelador, can you show some respect, please?
I'm being respectful.
I mean, kind of, but you're a bit... I don't know. Look, working in a forge is... You have to be mindful. You have to... how can I put this? You have to concentrate on what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to lose a finger, at the very least.
Is there a point to this story?
Again, Yorick, are you sure?
It's up to you at this point.
I mean, he's quite annoying, isn't he?
I wouldn't blame you if you just smited him right now.
I might do that, actually. See that axe? I'm not sure about that now. I think you need to perhaps have a little wee chat with Yorick and Gus. Well, maybe not Gus right now, but he's a bit preoccupied. He's funny though, I like him. Just have a little bit of more respect for a god. I'm not some fucking infernal you can just summon. So, think about that. Do you want this axe? Is that a thing you want?
You know I do.
So, go think about how to show a little bit more respect, how to say my name in battle, and make it the sacrifices you need to make for me.
No one said anything about me making sacrifice.
Works both ways, mate.
Well, you see, I'm helping Yorick to make you your axe.
Yes.
So, You need to make some sacrifices for me. That's how this works.
Oh, so it is like the Melissa.
No, that's devils. Don't fuck with that. You need to, in battle, be screaming my name at the top of your lungs as you kill and maim and chop things into small pieces.
I mean,
You need to be
seems a
dedicating all of the kills and attacks you make to me. That's how this belief thing works. You believe in me, you make the sacrifices to me, I grant you the power of me.
Okay.
I mean, you can back
Okay.
out if you want.
No, if it'll make you feel better, I will do that.
Again, Yorick, I'm not sure he's the one, you know?
Trellador, you're embarrassing me.
Oh, you didn't tell me what to say. We didn't have a conversation beforehand. I've never done this before.
This is worse than fucking telling Gus about his bloody dragons. Right, I'm off. Have
You
fun,
are
boys.
dismissed. I'm joking. That's a joke. I'm working on my... Well, I think that went quite well, Yorick. You know?
Yorick, you get the impression that Riox is not overly happy about this situation anymore.
No, Trellador, I don't think that went well.
I'm quite surprised Trellador didn't get smited.
Why?
In all of the campaigns, I don't think any of us have been put on the naughty step by any deity whatsoever.
Well, there's always a first for everything, isn't there?
If you've got any pointers, Yorick, you know me, I'm adaptable. I'm open to, constructive criticism.
Oh, very. I don't think it's my pointers that you need to listen to. I think you need to take heed of what he said.
Well, he just said I have to be respectful. I was respectful.
I don't think you know what that word means.
Yes, I do.
If you haven't already, please take an inspiration point.
I always have it. I never use it. Well, I think it went all right. The axe is still here, so... You didn't say anything about sacrifice. You kept talking about sacrifice. You didn't mention that. You said I didn't have to do any training for them, which is, piqued my interest. And the power just comes to me. I heard you say that earlier.
Yep.
But I didn't know I had to give something in return. The power would just come to me.
You don't get anything for free, though. Of course you've got to give something. All you're giving, though, what did he ask you to do? To dedicate your kills to him. What is that to do? You can do that.
I can. It seems a bit silly to say his name in battle. You don't do it.
You just hear Gus shout, "Riox!"
As Gus falls off the table. Oh, bam! Gets back up, has another drink.
You don't say his name.
But we're just a bit different. The type of power that we're asking for is just a bit different. The power that I ask for is to be able to create beautiful things like this. And my form of screaming his name in battle is just praying to him when I'm trying to do this. That's what I have to do. What you have to do is different, and it's what he's asked you to do.
I will try.
You can just hear, just at the faint edge of your hearing, Trellador, you could be a champion.
It's up to you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to take him up on any of this. It is your choice. He's not gonna turn against you if you don't want to go any further with this.
No, I want to be powerful.
And he can help with that.
Yeah.
But you need to learn and grow a little bit, I think.
But I mean, I know I don't have the best attitude at times, but he needs to work on his attitude as well. He was pretty rude.
You know he can hear you at all times, right?
I haven't said his name. I haven't summoned him.
Again, with the fucking summon. I'm not a fucking infernal, you bastard.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Oh, I'm so pissed at you.
I'm sure that axe is going to shatter into 1,000 pieces any minute now.
Maybe I should quit while I'm ahead.
Maybe. I think for now, we'll leave it there. I'm not going to do any more. I think we need to give him some time to call off. I think we need to give you a little bit of time to think about your attitude and how you want to approach this and approach
Are
him.
you telling me off, Yorick? It sounds like you're telling me off. Oh, you are. Shit.
Look, Trelador, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Inspiration
I've
over
heard-
there as well, please, if you haven't already.
I've heard that many times. I feel bad. This feels weird. I feel like I don't know what I feel.
All
Maybe I
right.
should.
Well, I'm going to go to bed. Well, scratch that. I'm going to take Gus to bed and go to
Okay.
sleep. You think about why you feel bad and see if you want to make a little change.
Ugh,
All right?
whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. So, Gus.
Oh.
Gus, can we have another Constitution saving throw with disadvantage then, please?
9.
9. Yeah.
Going down. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a bit off now. Everything's very blurry. You could swear you heard Riorks a minute ago. And you shouted his name, fallen off a couple of tables. The bar seems to be empty apart from Yorick and Trelador, which is a bit weird. The barman appears to be asleep behind the bar.
Is my beer empty?
Your beer is half full at the moment.
I'll carry on drinking it then.
Okay.
All right. Gus, you finish that beer.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and wake the barman and send him to bed. Trelador, you go to room 4 with Snow. I'll take Gus to room 2. Why am I being the adult here?
It's your job. Hey.
It's good preparation for a couple of years' time, Martin.
I'll leave you to handle this situation. I point at Gus and
All right. Night, Trelador.
Good night. No. Okay.
Okay, so
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
So your beer, you wake the barman. He's like, she got.
No. I'm so sorry. We're done now. You go to bed.
Oh, good. I don't think I've got any more beer. It's all gone.
So sorry.
That's okay. We'll get some more tomorrow. And he starts to sort of pull the shutters down and lock up.
Hopefully Gus has finished his beer by this point. I'll sling an arm around his shoulder and sing quietly with him as I drag him off to bed.
Quietly. Okay, cool. Define quietly, please.
Well, I'm going to be quieter than him, so it's up to...
I think you'll find Gus will be doing the...
Yeah, indeed. So, I know Miette is awake and up on the roof. I know Snow is... Actually, you'd probably be finished by now.
I was going to say, do I interrupt Snow doing...
Did you lock the door behind you, Snow? No. So you find room 4, open the door, and Snow is just packing away his jeweler's kit.
King?
Yes, I'm just finished, so.
Doing anything fun? Anything pretty or powerful?
Too early to tell.
Okay. I just spoke to a god.
How did that go?
Quite well, actually.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Because by now Snow knows very well how Trelador is, so the fact that Trelador's saying that it went quite well, Snow has a
Trelador,
very
you can
distinct
make-
it did not.
Deception or persuasion, entirely up to you.
Well, I think it went well, but I got told different.
Do a persuasion then.
20
20,
insight.
13 minus 1.
so 12. It didn't go well.
So this
See that look?
Well, if you want any pointers on how to expand that winning personality of yours, I'm happy to help.
Maybe you could talk to Yorick for me. He seems a bit pissed off. I'm upset something.
So it didn't go very well then.
Well, I thought it went well.
Okay.
I mean, I spoke to a god. I mean, Gus doesn't even speak.
Not everybody has to speak to their god to.
That's what Yorick said.
And a lot of people do acts of worship towards that god without ever needing to speak to them. Worship is. This is hard because I don't worship anything, but worship is different.
Yes.
If the old stories are true, then you need to dedicate your life to that particular being. Yorick is dedicated to him through his acts of blacksmithing, through his acts of creation. Everything he does when he uses his magic, that is a dedication to Riox. He has that power because he uses it to further his worship to Riox. And perhaps you need to explore how you can put your skills to that end. Maybe you need to think how you can provide similar acts of worship that are within your skill set.
I don't need to do acts. I have an axe.
Well then, when you fight, when you defend this group, when you act on behalf of us, everything you must do must be dedicated to Riox. That is how that relationship works, Trelador.
It just seems like a lot of work.
Well, everything that is worth it is a lot of work. You're a lazy bastard. You just want everything given to you.
Well.
No, well, Trelador. You want everything just given to you. That's why you were tempted by Belo and the power that he offered you.
There may be an element of truth in there.
There is truth there, Trelador. You know it's true. Don't play coy with me. You're not stupid.
I've tried the hard ways. Too much work.
Well, sometimes the work is useful and it is worth it, and you can grow as a person. And maybe you won't be such an asshole.
Have you had a bad day, Snow?
No, I just... There is a good core to you, Trelador. I can see it. A lot of the others don't because you are very abrasive. But perhaps if you work on yourself and put that sharp wit to other ends, maybe this work with Yorick and Riox is going to be beneficial to you. But you need to learn to work hard for what you want. If you want power, you need to work for it. It is not going to get given to you. Or you're going to end up in the same position as Melissa. Beholden to something that will entrap you. Riox is not like those other beings. He will give you freely what you want, but you need to work with him in return. And you need to grow as a person and stop trying to find the easy way out of everything.
I appreciate your candor, and I will give it some.
You do that. I will take the first watch, and I don't really want to abandon that, and I will wake you when it is time to change.
Okay. As you finish that conversation, you could hear coming up the stairs the sounds of the two dwarves, with Gus recognisably hideously drunk, and shh, no, stop it, etc. So, I'm assuming that Miette, you are taking first watch along with Snow. Anybody else
Yeah.
want to stay up having on watch, or are you all going to have a bit of a snooze?
I don't think I'd be capable.
Fair. I'd probably spend the duration of the first watch watching Florian and working on some things for myself.
Okay.
Just ruminating on things.
Okay. So, Miette, I'd like a perception check from you because you're up on the roof. Snow, where are you?
I'm going to go to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
And I'm going to sort of sit and I'm going to pull out the jeweler's kit and just sort of finish off the design and sort of shape the rest of that.
Fair enough.
Of the prongs.
Okay. As you do so, let's just see what Miette can see up on the roof first.
Sorry, that was a 22. I just had to, get the obligatory photo for Kip.
All right, cool. Natural 20 for 22. Cool. So, you look out across the town. Everything seems to be quietening down. Even, the dwarves have stumbled their way up the stairs. Well, one of them. And now seem to be banging around in one of the bedrooms. But everything else is quiet. The lights in town have... Nearly all of them have gone out. There's just one on the western end, the western edge of town, where there seems to be a light on. And as you sit and you focus down there, you can see a familiar figure walk out into the street. A figure of a half-elf that you've met before. She's familiar to you, she's familiar to us. It seems to be Derek, who just wanders out into the street and then disappears behind another building. Anything
I
else?
want to, yes. I want to very quickly fumble with the message cube to see if I can activate it.
Yeah, easy enough.
I can see you.
You get there. Ah, so you've made it back. How very enterprising of you. Well, enjoy your rest. I'm sure we'll meet in a day or two.
Leaving so soon?
Things to do, people to kill.
And yet you've had ample opportunity to do that already. And yet I believe you saved us in the Deadwood.
Saved? Interesting word.
Laid, perhaps.
Perhaps. Who can tell? Bounties are bounties are bounties. You know, you understand.
And does this one appreciate and value the longer it takes?
I wouldn't say it appreciates and values the longer it takes, but there are other factors to be taken into account.
So this is more than you perhaps being a tabaxi at heart and playing with your prey.
Oh, for sure, I would never do something like that. Well, no, not ever. There was at one time, but, you know. But, as I said, enjoy your rest.
And you.
Oh, I will. And the cube goes dead. Anything else you wish to achieve, Meat? Or are you happy being on watch for now?
I'm happy being on watch and having an internal panic of we are so fucked.
Cool. So, Snow, you sit and concentrate on this, and you finally get the pieces to click together in the way that you want, and it forms, well, you tell me.
Okay, so it's going to be sort of it's going to be about 2.5 inches long, the long centre section, and about half an inch up on the middle sapphire. The other two are going to sort of slot in,
Okay.
and it'll form 3 prongs.
Okay.
And then he's going to slowly shape the other two in, and then sort of carve out a very distinct trident symbol onto into the actual sapphires themselves.
Okay.
And then through the middle of the top tine,
Yeah.
he will sort of core a hole through, and then fit the clasp where it will fit onto the chain.
Sure.
And then sort of thread the chain through. But he's going to get some silver wire and sort of core a hole through the middle of where the 3 meet.
Yep.
And then wrap it in silver wire, and sort of wrap it around the bottom part, almost like a sort of a leather hand wrap, like a wrap on the haft of the trident. So it's going to be sort of the bottom portion, where the tines meet, will be wrapped in silver wire.
Nice, very nice. Okay. So you finish this as you're sitting at the top of the stairs, and you look into it, and the sapphires are very beautiful. They are almost swirling in a sort of watery pattern. And as you stare deeper into this, you can almost, it's very relaxing. And as you concentrate more on it, you can almost hear the sound of water lapping against the side of a boat, as it's just sort of gentle, relaxing. From your childhood, when you would go to sleep, you would hear that noise against the side of the boat, when you knew everything was safe, everything was calm. And you feel a presence, just a sort of curious presence. It's not sure what to do. And you hear a voice that is familiar. You've heard it once before, I think, in a cave underneath an island. So, you reach out to me, child of the rivers? I can feel your longing for the waters in your head. Makes me sad, but I understand your need to explore the land. It has been a very long time since one of your kind has asked for anything. Do your people still remember my name?
Your name has passed into legend. No, I don't think there is anybody that does remember, but I hope I am the first of many to remember.
Well, perhaps you will be. My name is Pelodas, one of the firstborn of the Great Mother, Zanariel. Imprisoned for many thousands of years, I'm free again to aid those that travel the waterways of this world, inland, as such as yourself, or further out into the depths of the vast oceans.
On the island where we found your temple, some of my friends were murdered. Do you know who is responsible? They were also children of the water.
They were. So I don't remember. They were yourself. You came. You were there with your friends. You released me. I remember you particular took my symbol, the trident, and released me. And I rushed. I apologize. I was in a hurry to escape. I did not stay and thank you sufficiently. But I left the island. I don't know of others that were there. I shall go back and find what remains. Is this all you ask of me, child of the rivers?
I would just like to learn more about you, and I'm very new to this thing. We were taught that there were no gods, and recent experience has disabused me of this notion.
There are always gods. It is just the lack of belief that makes us small, makes us insignificant, makes us lonely. But the first of Zanariel, my brother Eogs, he is... I have not spoken to him for many, many centuries. But you would know of me. Find my boat. Find it. It was wrecked upon a far shore. Take what you find in the remains back to your people. Show them the kindness of Pelodas, which you will know by then. For now, young kitten, take my blessing. Head into the unknown and bring the word of Pelodas to everyone.
I look forward to educating the rest of Waxy.
If you like the water educating the stone, wear it down, for it is unstoppable.
Ever moving, ever flowing.
Ever moving, ever flowing. I have not heard those words in so long. Make these your words. Make these my words. You hear the sound of rushing waters on a shingle beach, and it fades in your mind. You can see in the piece you've created an ever-flowing swirl of water in a sapphire.
And then he'll very sort of, without any hesitation, just put it on and then put it down to the front of his arm.
Cold, but welcoming at the same time. It's that fresh coldness of an instant splash of cold water on the face. It's that refreshing rain shower. It is
the first snows of winter.
Yes, exactly. So, your watches pass without further incident, I think that's plenty of incident for now. Would you like to wake anybody else up? The elves will be coming round from their slumbers just now. So if you wanted to, you could wake someone else up, or just go back to your room, Snow, and hand over to...
Yeah, I'll head back to my room and sort of move out of my armour and just sit with the pendant in my hand while Trellador comes to, and then put it back down my shirt before he comes all the way to.
Okay. Trellador, you wake. Snow is tucking something back under his shirt.
There's nothing to report. I haven't heard from Miet on the roof for a while, but...
You have no idea where Miet is.
Okay.
She didn't say she was going to the roof, she just went. She just disappeared.
I don't know where Miet went, but I hope she's okay.
Like you, she disappears, and I will keep watch on this corridor.
Okay. I sat at the top of the stairs. I don't know if you want to take the same position, but I assume Celeste will be awaking soon as well.
I will sit and I will think about what you said.
Please do.
Fair enough. So, Miet, what would you like to do?
I'm staying put.
You staying on the roof? Okay. Are
Yes.
you sleeping up there, or are you staying awake?
Is there still any heat coming up from the chimney?
Oh yeah. You could.
Oh yeah, I'm curling up against that and having a nap.
Okay, fair enough. So, Celeste, you come round out of your trance. Not really a trance, is it? More of a meditative state. The room is empty. No sign of Miet anywhere. All seems quiet.
I'm going to go out into the corridor to see if I can see her.
Okay, make a perception check.
26.
26. You see Trellador coming out into the corridor, but you don't see Miet anywhere.
Hello, Trellador.
No.
Have you seen me yet?
No. She's in your room, isn't she?
She left. She said she was going to keep watch. And I imagine that might mean she's on the roof.
Free to go and get her if you want.
Well,
I'll even give you a leg up if you want. That was a joke, so I'm working on this.
I'm glad to hear so. But yes, I will try and find her. I just want to make sure she's okay. Are you okay, Trellador?
Yes.
Glad to hear that.
Don't go wandering off too far. I worry about you. That's another as well. See, quite good. Did she say where she was going?
No.
Did you ask?
She did not seem like she wanted to talk.
Well, if anyone's going to make someone talk, it's you, isn't it? So. Try and find her, but don't go far.
Another joke?
No.
Look after yourself.
If you're going to get found, we might as well take the bounty.
If If I'm ever to get caught, I will make sure you will be paid for it.
That. Maybe we should, come up with some sort of signal.
I'll leave you to ponder that.
Just scream if you need.
Okay, so Teledor, make a perception check as you settle down for your watch.
22.
22.
Oh no, 23.
23. Wow. Okay. As Celeste moves off, the inn is quiet, apart from some extreme snoring from the dwarves' room. Pretty sure that's Gus. Yeah, definitely Gus. It's very loud. Apart from that, the inn seems quiet. The fire, while it's been banked for the evening, it is still lit. So it's you can see the sort of flickering on the wall of the smaller flames as it keeps burning throughout the night to keep the place warm. But no, nothing else catches your attention. Celeste, where are you off to?
I'm going to go back into my room and try again to get up onto the roof, but knowing how things went last time, I'm going to guide myself first.
Fair enough. So, acrobatics check, please.
12.
12. It's hard work, but you manage to pull yourself up onto the roof, narrowly avoiding the loose tile that you found last time. Or knocked loose last time as you fell off. And you are up on the roof.
Oh dear. I take it I see Mia.
Make a perception check.
22.
22. You don't immediately see Miette. It takes you a while of sort of moving around on the roof before you realise that she is curled up in the shadow of the chimney, against the chimney breast. It's very difficult to see her. You get the idea that if she doesn't want to be found, she probably wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to find her, but you can just make out the outline of her. But it does take you a long time. But she's asleep.
I will quietly, as I can, tiptoe over and take my cloak off and just sort of cover up.
Make a stealth check for me.
I will guide myself on that as well. 15.
15. Okay, let's have a look.
I'm no snow, but...
Yeah, so you managed to get over to her and put your cloak over. It's surprisingly warm by this chimney breast. But, yeah, you can put your cloak over. It's not a problem.
And then I'll just sort of back away some distance and just sit on the roof and keep an eye out.
Okay, and again, you with your, was it 22 you got for perception? Easy enough. You see only lights down in the western edge of town where you and Snow just further on from the shop that you were at with Snow. But no movement, nobody stirring at this time. You look up, the night is clear. A few clouds sort of scudding along, but they're not sort of obscuring any moonlight or starlight or anything. But it's fairly warm. It's not too bad. But nothing else.
I'll just take my pendant off and just sort of compare it to the stars in the sky.
They are subtly different, as ever. Again, as they always have been. Since you landed in this world with such a bump.
And I want to just take some time to try and note the layout of the stars here.
Okay. So you sit, you study the layouts. You can kind of recognise familiar constellations almost, but they just seem a little bit off. It's like you sort of trace one of the shapes and realise that there's at least 2 stars that are missing from that particular constellation. You look for another one, and it just seems to be skewed, so it's not quite right. Nothing appears to be right with the sky here.
Bit of a weird thing that's just popped into my head. The tracing that Miet does for the protection room, is there a constellation that looks like that?
Make an investigation check.
24.
24. There doesn't appear to be. No, it doesn't appear to be. When you sort of replay it in your mind, the move that Celeste makes, it's not. It doesn't appear to be any. It doesn't match any of the constellations, nor does it match any of the constellations that you know about. So you think it's probably not to do with the stars.
That's fine. I just wanted to see.
Fair enough. So, as the hours wind on in your watches, you could go and wake someone else up if you wished, pair of you, or you can just see it out until morning.
I'll just see it out until morning. Don't know.
Okay, so with the sun starting to rise in the morning, and it looks as though it's going to be a beautiful sunny day, that's where we'll leave it for this evening. So you can all have a long rest.
Yay!
Marked off. And that'll be our session for today. Well done. That was really good fun. Well done, everybody. Thank you.
Yep, thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you for playing. Sorry, there wasn't a lot more combat, but you know,
It's always nice to have nice in-depth role-play sessions.
Yeah. And Trellador's always combative, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He did try and fight a god, so you know.
I won as well.
So yeah, thank you very much for playing. It was good fun to DM that for you tonight. We'll go with questions. Anybody got any questions or theories? Yorick.
Did Yorick manage to actually complete the enchantment tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's number 4, that milestone.
Riox is not mad at you.
He's not mad at me.
Well, maybe.
Just might not be giving the axe to its intended.
Translation error.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure I like this new deity on the scene either.
How many warlocks, clerics, and paladins can we fit into one party? Do you think?
8.
I haven't got any at the moment.
Yeah. To be fair, what I did tonight was been something that I've been thinking about doing for a while.
What, let him rip at Trellador?
No. Well, kind of. But I mean, tonight was just that gave a good opening, good excuse to sort of, tell him the truth in a very unvarnished way. But with the making the symbol, I've been thinking about doing it for a while now. And it just seems that getting that bag full of sapphires seemed like the right time to do it.
Yeah, seemed to be working.
I know there's not going to be an answer to this, but what the fuck is Derek's problem? Derek.
I'm not sure she has a problem. She's earning money, mate. Is what she's doing.
I'm interested. That's
really interested in that bit of the storyline.
Say that last bit again, Chaz, because sorry, you broke up a bit.
Derek doesn't have a problem. She's just making some money.
Thank you.
Just having some fun while doing it.
Well, obviously, you don't want to, be bored at your work, do you?
God forbid.
But, yeah, I mean, from my point of view, Snow likes Trellador a lot, but he does want to try and help him grow as a person. And sometimes being blunt with him seems to be the only way that he actually listens or gets through.
We'll see.
We will see, indeed.
How your words were definitely more succinct than mine, I think.
I think they do sink in eventually, but I think he has that sort of, like when you tell a child off, they have a little bit of a tantrum. They want to save face about it
Yeah.
after.
I don't want any. I know you probably won't, but I don't want any sort of like definitives. But how differently could it have ended last session if Mia hadn't have decided to use Bailey?
Well, there. I mean, there were a number of choices. There were several people that were incapacitated. You had 3 bounty hunters, plus a wizard, plus Derek.
A wizard that couldn't have been holding on for much longer because we hit him hard.
You did
with a
hit
lot
him
of
hard.
stuff.
That is very true.
Yeah, you said that it was on a knife edge for him. He was getting towards that point.
He was. Yeah, he wasn't very. He wasn't looking great when the fight finished.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I didn't realise that the other. What you don't, you never will.
Derek
I didn't
wasn't
know there were
actually.
bounty hunters.
Derek wasn't actually in the fight.
No.
You didn't see where Derek went. So she could have been anywhere at that point.
Yep.
So, I mean, it looked as though the tables were turning in your favour. Whether they were or not, who can tell?
Yeah.
I'd got Spirit Guardians up, and I was about to just run into a group of them and just start shredding.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but you know,
And everyone was back up to form, and we could do anything.
What's interesting with Derek is you say she's just trying to earn some money, but what's the job?
well,
That is the question.
I couldn't possibly comment on that.
I want you to.
It's an Inception job because it's a job within a job within a job.
And
Yeah.
I can't see us going back there too soon. But
I think we have
what are the prospects for Larkin? Because it seems like it is actually quite a nice town, that the people in there are actually pretty decent.
Nice
Maybe
retirement too.
I mean, it looks like a fairly decent town. You've heard of it before. You've been there before. It was always a pleasant place to be. And now that the false Hydra, has been dispatched, hopefully, fingers crossed, it could be a pleasant town once more.
That's enough for me. That is quite good to know, rather than it potentially going to complete shit after saving it.
Well,
Who knows?
Maybe I'll put my name on the blacksmith and just start franchising.
yeah, charging Clyde a franchise fee.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice
Okay.
neon sign. We went this way.
Yeah, we was here.
Surely it would have to be a reorg sign.
Yeah.
I'll put I'll come up with a logo and put the symbol of Reorx in it.
Simbarios is just an anvil.
Yeah, there you go. It's probably already got the symbol of Reorx on the
There you
blacksmith.
go.
Hang on, that means every blacksmith is a.
Exactly.
Could be. I mean, he's the god of blacksmithing and the forge. So, you know. But any other questions before we end the stream? So just nobody, not even Fiddy.
No.
We did it last week.
I have a
so
non-stream
it
question.
is. I do learn, Chaz. It is a bit cheeky to ask the week after you've leveled up to see if we level up again.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Well, that'll be the end of the stream tonight. Then we will be back, of course, next Tuesday. There is, I believe, well, I hope part 2 of the Cruel and Unusual is going up on Friday. I believe. I'm not sure.
Part 2 or part 3?
Part 2, because I don't believe there was a part 2 up on this last Friday.
There is 2 parts up on there.
Yeah, there's 2 parts. Was the first episode split into 2?
Okay,
so
got
part
it. Cool.
2 split it into 2 as well. So hopefully that'll be up this week, but there was some delays there. But it
Okay.
will be up eventually. It will be on the YouTube channels as well at some point. So if anybody wants to watch it. So the next Tiny campaign on Sunday. Go and see role playing gamers. Give them some love. And of course we're back on Tuesday. So have a wonderful time, everyone, and we will see you all very soon. Bye bye.